you guys. We should probably give you an end of the year report.
Sure,
So you know
sounds
what we're
great.
doing. We're not just taking the money and playing with ponies or anything.
Okay,
So, and you don't have to believe everything you read in that letter. So, so we just thought if you had any questions, we'd be here to answer anything. Give you time to peruse it. We've got supplies on there, we've got, we're doing a survey. The signs, you'll be receiving a bill pretty soon for the signs. He was going to deliver them last week, didn't make it.
Okay.
So that's, we have 15 cemetery name signs, get really faded, hard to read them. So replacing those. Surveying Beller Eden, he's got us on the list, he hasn't done it yet, so that'll be coming in pretty soon too, hopefully.
Beer shank machine shed, is that yours?
Daryl's?
yeah.
Yeah, Justin's dad. We still don't have a home to meet in, so we kind of bounce around. I think we were gonna go to Tracy's house in June, weren't we?
Well, if you ever needed to use this too, we could hook you up with something.
But it's kinda nice though, ain't it, when you jump around like that? Each one don't have to drive as far one time, or, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Pizza Ranch is our favorite location because we don't like the food.
We're still thinking about a place for all our supplies in one spot,
Okay,
so.
all right. We were kinda working on that here a couple weeks ago. There's some filing cabinets I know in the hallway right now you're more than welcome to. There's 19 file cabinets. There's 4 drawers and 5 drawers. So there you are.
Right out here in the main hallway?
The hallway going towards the old school.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just east of,
Next to the food pantry, there's a hallway there that goes out that way. Yep, yep.
that
So
connects
then
the
all
two
we need
buildings.
is some place for you to put them. And we were talking about putting it over where the weed commissioner is right now, north of the sheriff's office.
But the problem is if the river comes up, well,
Well, we have
Well, not
one
to
in there
mention-
now, too, so.
Ben's in there and they keep the place locked up.
Okay,
Yep. I tried to, sorry to jump in here, but I think I left Wayne a message and, is there a Brenda? I
Yes.
believe.
Sandberg.
Yeah. Yep. I believe I left a couple voicemails. Never heard back from anybody. So, Wayne, maybe next week you and I could get together.
Okay, yep, sure.
He said okay.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay.
So, this works better than voicemail, didn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Does anybody have any questions on any of this?
No, not really. I don't.
No, it's pretty straightforward. I read the letter, the accounting over as well.
The magnetic signs we put on our vehicles, we're driving in lanes next to people's houses, cutting across fields. We're wondering if they're thinking, you know, we're out there for no good, and they're gonna call this guy, so.
What do they think you're the assessor and they'll hide?
So, and they weren't, just 27 bucks a piece. So
Okay.
They weren't too bad.
No, magnetic,
On their, yeah,
Yep.
on the vehicle slap on their
Sure.
pickups and such, yeah.
sure.
Just refresh.
Makes good sense.
The next couple weeks,
Oh,
we have that crazy deer hunt
Oh,
going on.
yeah.
It's not overly safe outside.
hopefully nobody gets shot.
we're working on getting some sort of photo ID as well. Brenda's working on that.
Okay, otherwise, we have what we do, but it's the magnetic strip, so you guys don't need all that, but
I've got cars without magnetic
Mhm.
strips.
You do?
print on them.
That might work just as well.
I'd give Ben some too. He's easy to get to probably.
9 commissioners.
Oh, sure.
Because we do,
If they don't have them, yeah, these are
you
expensive.
know, when we walk up to somebody's house to ask them a question about something, we got something that looks a little more official than, hi.
Have you, got any information more on Stringtown down by Blairstown?
Brenda and I spoke with the county attorney. He got some more details from us,
Okay,
and he downloaded the radar report off of my jump drive with me.
okay,
And he said he'd be glad to go speak with Mr. Schmucker about it.
okay,
We're thinking, well, Steve Meyer talked to the guy who actually does the farming about the field entrance there, and he hardly uses it at all. So if we were to, when you guys go to work on the road there, you can move the field entrance closer to the cemetery, so we're not taking up as much of the farm ground away from him.
okay,
And we're fine with that, and he'd be fine with that, I guess.
okay.
It's
But
not-
you still don't technically have the cemetery pinned yet to where it actually is, right? It's still bare farm ground?
We're waiting for Mr. Thompson to get the.
Next step?
Yeah.
Okay,
I just don't wanna go out there and just start doing something.
Agreed.
Come down with a shotgun and say,
Yep.
get off my property.
yep, I agree. Okay,
I think this one is gonna be a little touch and go like that.
okay. Now, last time you were up here, I said I was gonna talk to somebody that, with some age, might have some knowledge on that. I haven't talked to them. They're in Arizona now. And it took me a week or so before I got a hold of their son to get her cell phone number. And I got her number, but I haven't called her yet. But I will call her to pick her brain to see if she can. So, alrighty.
It's my understanding there are people that know where them stones are at.
I've heard that.
That would help a lot, we get names that way.
You can't, they don't wanna talk.
Do you guys have any big projects for the next fiscal year that you were thinking of if I run a report? Because I usually fill in the amounts for your budget stuff.
We like to survey one cemetery a year. So after we get this Bell or Eaton one, we'll pick another one for, next fiscal year.
And they've been pretty consistent price-wise, haven't
Well,
they?
this guy is more reasonable than the first one.
Okay,
So,
so you're comfortable with what currently was in there and keep it the same probably?
There are a couple cemeteries around that had one grave. There's one 6 miles south of Benton and a mile west. And there's one a mile north of the Atkins, mile north of the Atkins, Newhall Road. And that would be 2 3/4 miles east, I think.
mile north.
Mile north of the Atkins Newhall Road. And
This is the Atkins all here.
it would be 2.5, I think it'd be 2.5 east on the north side of the road.
Okay.
At least that's what I've been told when I was a kid. That's been a while ago.
Okay.
Maybe we should get together and get some.
Yeah, we'll get together and we'll mark it out and see what we can see.
It's being farmed over now.
Awesome.
Very common.
Yeah, it seems to be a common thing. But if anybody can, outside of getting these people in a locker room with bright lights and rubber hose, find out what those stones are from Stringtown.
Well,
Our goal for Stringtown, once we get it established, I think, we've been talking about, correct me if I'm wrong, just putting up a monument to the names we know.
Oh,
Because we don't know who's in which spot, obviously, there's no way of knowing that.
Yeah,
Just maybe mark each grave with a stone, rest in peace or something on
that's another thing I wanna try and do is make a mold, a form,
you know,
and get a stencil or a stamp that we can stamp in memory of unknown refugees. Otherwise, to get those stones engraved is a little pricey. And I can do it with concrete a lot cheaper, and it'll last a lot longer.
you know, you drive down, I kinda watch that stuff a little bit, but you drive down Highway 30 and you get to Prairie Creek, and then before there were roads, they had to go down to Belle Plaine to get around Tama Hills. So they went at an angle, because there weren't any roads. And there's a cemetery about 3/4 of a mile south of 30, up on the hill out in the middle of the section, west of Prairie Creek. And you can still see the tracks in the spring when it thaws. You can still see where the wagon trains went up that hill.
And there's a cemetery up there.
Out in the middle of the field.
Is it kept?
What's that?
Is it kept up?
I don't know, I've never been out there. Is it not out, it's not on your sheet? It would be, where Prairie Creek goes through. And I can't, it's different now because they got that road all tore up.
There's Prairie Creek right here.
There's a cemetery up there in the hill, I'll bet you it's marked out.
Is that Van Meter?
it. Would that be Van Meter?
What's that?
Van Meter is marked out, it's fenced in.
Yeah.
Just south of Highway 30.
Mhm. About 3/4 of a mile. And it's out in the middle of a section. It's not by a road.
Right. It's got a big tree laying down on the fence right now.
But
Yeah,
those cemeteries go at an angle over toward Belle Plaine.
That's another expense we're gonna, I don't know how we're gonna handle yet. Wright Cemetery, north of Belle Plaine, where the McLaury's mother and brother are buried. There's a huge tree down, and it's, yeah, huge, and it's not gonna be something a bunch of amateurs with chainsaws need to tackle.
I'm not gonna get within 100 feet of it, or 100 yards of it when I go to cut that thing.
And whenever this derecho went through, there was a tree down there by Belle Plaine that went down. I'll bet you the main stump was from the edge of that table over to here someplace. I mean, it was
So
huge.
shouldn't the trustees be taking care of those things like that? Isn't that their job really?
Probably.
Because Bella Reed, when we're gonna survey, is still several trees down, and I don't wanna touch any of those either, they're too large for me.
Should be the trustees.
Always pushing expenses back on us trustees.
Been there, done that.
We did reestablish Benton City Cemetery.
Okay, yep.
Larry Beerbauer, try not to say Beer, pointed it out, and we pretty much found where it is. We found like a broken part of the footstone back behind the fence and a couple other things. And we doused it and kind of figured it out. And there, the landowner was glad we did it. I mean, he didn't know it was there, and they're pleased with, he was gonna even come out and help us with it, but we didn't make it. So that worked out pretty well.
Yes, that's what I'd like to thank everybody that helped me secure that end loader. That made 3 days into about 4 hours worth of work.
Good, good.
And the landowner even offered to burn the brush pile for us. I think that's one of our, we need to fence that off. We've got a nice entryway, the landowner adjacent to the adjacent property, so we can use his ground is a driveway.
Okay.
Invite y'all to go up there, take a look. I should have taken before and after pictures, but I took
Mm-hmm.
during and after pictures.
Sure. Okay then. I think that's all thanks, guys. Doing a good job.
Thanks, sir.
Been busy.
We'd like to have maybe a couple of you guys just for fun attend a couple of our meetings.
Okay,
We have an awfully nice social hour.
send a email or something out,
Yeah.
They're always posted at the courthouse.
Yep.
Meetings.
Post them on
we
there.
don't get to the courthouse then anymore hardly.
They don't.
We're here.
And the next time I see you at the grocery store, I didn't want to be there in the first place. I wanted me to go in.
No problem.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
Ryan?
Good to see you.
Okay, onward and upward. 9:15, we're late, but,
Oh, Sarah.
yeah, and I told her she did not have to come in for this, and she,
Yep, nope, that's fine. And I have a letter from
Okay.
her, and then, with Ron's stuff too.
okay, we'll do
And
his
Sarah's,
next
if you
then.
wanna initial
I'm
that.
gonna look at Sarah's.
This one I need you to initial from last week.
Okay.
Motion.
Okay, I wanna tell Rick here. This is for Sarah Wagner, to carry 20 hours of vacation over to
Okay.
be used by March 31st of 2022. Gary already made a
Okay.
motion, so
Birthday.
can I,
I'll second it then.
marvelous. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now I'll take the sheriff's. Anything you wanna add to the letter, Ron?
You're part-time.
Part-time
right?
correctional officer?
I didn't get that.
Brian, I'm gonna call it, say Sondag.
Yep,
I've heard it Sondog, Sondag. We're starting to gain a little in the jail, getting some more people hired. Hopefully it, keeps coming around.
okay. Do I have a motion from you guys?
Motion.
Sure.
Okay, do I have a second?
Yes.
All right, all in favor of?
That was Brian Sondagger, correct?
Yeah, correct, Brian Sondag. Beginning,
okay.
beginning wage is $17.91.
Okay. Good.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
I didn't know that either.
How is your jail? Is it full?
No.
Does, count go up or down this time of year?
All fall, we've been just holding steady. We're talking with area hospitals. It sounds like Cedar Rapids, the numbers are full over there with COVID. So we are keeping space in case we have to segregate and quarantine anybody. And with the shortage of manpower in there, we're keeping the numbers relatively low. We're already working people more hours. So we're just trying to kind of hold our own right now.
Okay. Haley, on the discuss and set date and time for redistricting commission.
Yeah, we were started on that yesterday. Gary's on the commission, Gina and Nick Volk. But I am
Table.
waiting.
Table?
Yeah, I'm not ready to set the date, but we're gonna have to publish a public hearing once we start getting our
Closer?
closer to show
Okay.
you. I'll keep putting it on there until we're ready to
Okay, we'll
say
table it.
go.
When do you think that'll be?
We just started on our mapping, we had to download the census data to our mapping. So we're playing with numbers, so we have a few different scenarios. And then you three will meet and come up with your recommendations and then come to the board. And then that's when you approve all the final changes.
Okay,
So Gina will be getting hold of you and Nick. Fairly soon, I would assume, so. I think we can have them meet before we set the public hearing date, so
mm-hmm.
we'll see what happens. So that's what that's about.
Now, the minutes. Do I have
Motion.
motion?
Yeah, I did find it, there wasn't an S on the end of something, but I don't know where it's at.
I'll go back and look through, 'cause usually
Whatever.
it'll
It's not a big
highlight it
deal.
if it's like a spell check thing.
Okay.
I did change my name to Alicia's since I sent them to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Well, I think he made the motion, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
All right, so I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Aye. Now the claims.
Okay, the claims, I know I have one special one that, the maintenance bought some stuff for, I don't even know what it was, plumbing or something, but we figured it could come out of the ARP. So it's within your claim list, but I want you guys to approve it separately and initial it like we have been.
Okay. Oh, yep.
Did he
It's
talk to you
not in the
about that one?
claims list.
No.
What's that?
It's not in the claims list.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
is.
is.
It is, but I still want a separate motion since I keep those checks on, everything all separate with that ARP fund.
Okay. All right,
And it's, you can say the amount, Tracy. It's from Tyson's, they got
It's
some
for
stuff.
$67.96.
sure. So you need a motion for that? You got it.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
And I had a couple of questions on the claims,
Good. Okay,
if I may.
go right ahead.
Tracy, the conservation, what are they doing the electrical work with?
Good
Where are they
question.
working it?
I do not know.
Wasn't it Hannah?
I do
You know,
not
it was
know.
like page 1,
Yeah.
4516.
Yep, that I do not know.
Okay, I'm just kind of curious.
Yep, that one I do not know.
Yeah, okay. And then on page 3, we've got landfill allocation there, 58,890, I believe that is, something
Yep.
like that.
Yep,
Yep.
That's just a quarterly thing, isn't it?
yep,
Okay. And is that,
We do it twice a year,
Yeah.
though. It's allocated twice a year.
twice a year?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Very good. That's what it was. I didn't have any other questions. Anyone else?
I had one, front page, halfway down, that evidently we bought the ME, a camera. So that's gonna be the county's camera then?
We inventory it, but we give it out to them because when they get called out in the middle of the night, they're not gonna be scurrying around trying to find a camera from somebody, so.
Okay. But
They're
I'm-
required to upload all the photos and all that to the state site, so that's
Okay.
why we purchased another one.
Okay, so I'm just making sure that it's the county.
Yep, I inventory it,
called?
it's a fixed, we call it our capital assets.
Okay,
So.
So where's that kept centrally for everyone?
It's one of
Is
the
it-
investigators will have it in their possession.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
think we pretty much, each individual investigator has their own stuff and supply bag, and I've talked with the hospital. Michelle up there, she's gonna help donate some other supplies to them, like gloves and things too, for them to have on hand when they go to those scenes,
okay.
so.
Okay.
And then the last thing that I got HR room panels. Anybody know about that?
That'd be Kirsten.
Yeah, I visited with her. It is in her budget. And what page was that, Tracy?
Page 2. About a quarter way up from the bottom.
Yeah. And so that was the grand there, yeah. 1,068. Yes, I visited with her. The first ones came in incorrectly, and so she had to send them back. But, so, yep, it's in her budget.
Okay. All right, so then Willow, take a motion to approve the claims.
All right, I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, Gary seconded. All in favor of approving the claims?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then we need you to initial these from last time, we didn't get them,
We didn't?
the 23rd.
Okay.
I think that's, yeah. Just like the one you just did for today.
Myron.
Did you enjoy your week off?
Yes. 75 degrees in the shade.
Nice.
Not what it was yesterday. I chose to go to Luzerne and check out that project yesterday afternoon. It's cold out. Requires a jacket. I didn't need none of those yesterday or last week in the afternoon. Resolution on the agenda, north of Dysart, I think both Tama County and Benton County call that Highway V37. That bridge has been under construction all season long with traffic pavement markings Wednesday afternoon before Thanksgiving. It had a 15-ton weight limit on that bridge before this new one was built, so we need to remove that 15-ton weight limit. So I got a resolution removing the previous weight restriction on it so that it's all legal loads can cross that. I can say it'll actually take a little heavier than that, but there's no need to limit weight limits across that.
So moved.
Resolution.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fine, but Rick, you want to second that?
I will, yes.
Okay.
It's good to have that open.
Yep, by resolution.
Beer shank aye.
Primer,
Seaman, aye.
Are they gonna pave that bridge down by Luzerne?
Yes. You mean over that box culvert? Yeah, that's the plan. Contractor said it today to start setting out some stakes for paving, and that's the plan. I was on the phone with Origin Design, who's been doing the on-site inspection for me on that, and that's still the plan. I can say the weather's gonna warm back up here according to the forecast.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a problem to pour those pavement approaches or pavement pieces and get that done yet this year.
They're gonna pour them, not asphalt?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna pour it from actually over top the bridge all the way up to the asphalt then? Or are they gonna fill in somewhere between there?
There'll be 24-foot wide concrete from the asphalt where they sod, both just north of the intersection and then north of the box culvert. It's 112 feet, I think I was
Okay.
told this morning is what it measured.
Okay.
Thought it was 110, but I guess the actual measurement was 112 is what they measured, so.
I was down there yesterday too. They were driving across the bridge.
So the wind was blowing so hard yesterday that I'm sure trying to keep the fence and the barricades up down there was probably a constant battle. I'm sure at dusk, or I know when I left town last night, the wind had finally died down. It was not a problem closing the gate out at our facility, but throughout the day yesterday, trying to get anything to stand up would have been a challenge.
Yeah, it was about 3:30 or something like that when it started going down a little bit.
And like I said, the Blairstown Bridge has been open, but last week while I was gone, middle of the week, Manats was in and did the grooving that was necessary on that deck and got that done in the middle of last week, so.
Are they gonna paint lines?
they will paint lines on that bridge yet. I thought maybe they would have done that Thursday or Friday last week with it being warmer, but I drove that way last night on the way home just to see if that had been done and how the grooving looked, and I see the paint hasn't been put down, but it's part of their responsibility yet to do.
The county owns to the south of Kim's. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Mhm.
That's,
No, because I know that Kim's comes to you annually for their cigarette permit.
oh, yeah.
That's, I think, what caught my attention originally, and realized that, and I knew where the signs were, but I didn't realize the east side of that road was county all the way to,
First Street. don't know
I
what
think,
street
to
it
and
is.
including Kim's property there in
Yeah.
that corner. But Tice's property is inside the city limits of Blairstown, but the stream itself is pretty much all in Benton County.
I had somebody approach me the other day asking if they're gonna paint lines to the First Street.
I got a couple things here real quick here. One, the 35-mile-an-hour speed limit that we put on the gravel road north of Birdstown by Case IH,
Yes,
don't you think we should take that off now?
if it's still up, yes, I thought that was done,
I
because
don't know.
I talked about it
I
here.
don't know, we made it as a resolution, I remember, and,
Right, but the resolution, I think, just said through the completion of the project.
okay, well, super.
And so I don't think we needed to do another
Okay,
resolution to remove it. I'm
Okay.
positive I worded it that way so we could take it down just when the project was done.
Good.
And
good.
I talked about it. But I also know with some medical absences and vacation and bouncing back and forth between Randy and I can say it may have got missed. I know
Okay.
we briefly
I don't
talked
know.
about
I
it.
haven't been down there to check on it, I just,
Mhm.
I
I
don't,
thought about it today, well, a couple days after we opened it.
Okay.
That there wouldn't really be the need for that.
Correct.
But I know the sign man was gone at that
Okay.
point, so I don't know if it got done or not.
okay. Hiring help, how you coming on that?
Getting closer. Talking, well, I say closer. Phone. Two of the applicants that probably had the most experience have chosen to stay where they're at. And so I'm working my way, I started with those experience is how I handled the interviewing and starting out on the process. And the next two that I have with the most experience, I'm in that process right now of finding out whether they're staying or interested in coming this way. But
Okay.
told Doug this morning I'd take Bruce's route since it's Watkins and it'd just be outside my back door. So
Okay,
he said
And
you were
plow some
taking.
snow?
He said you were taking one route. Doug said he was taking one route. He asked which route I was taking, so I answered his question this morning.
Out for Myron.
Maybe it was a good thing I was in Florida last week. Maybe I sent the snow away since it did sound like it was gonna be snowing today when I looked at the forecast at one point, and it looks like that's gonna stay away from us today, so I'm happy for that.
those forecasters sometimes get a little,
then the bridge on 26th Avenue on that dirt road. You'll be getting phone calls on that.
I've already talked to one of your
Neighbors.
local
Yep.
farmers, and
Yeah, he's very,
he learned that we have common friends, and he's like, oh.
okay.
So I know he will continue to remind me. I don't have to worry about that. It's not something I've forgotten about. Randy and I talk about off and on, and
Okay. I just warn you, you'll be getting phone calls, mainly from him, so.
it's fine.
Okay, that's all I got for you, Brian, Myron.
That's all I got.
Okay. All righty.
Rick, did you go to the Heartland meeting?
Oh, you're on reports?
Yes,
I
now
did
we're on.
not go to the Heartland meeting in person, but I did
Call in.
go on Zoom.
Okay.
Excuse me, they didn't have Zoom. I was telephone.
Okay,
This was Judy's last
yeah,
official meeting, yes.
the Christmas one. I was gonna go, but I had the funeral, so.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah. Yep. If you're on reports,
Yes.
you know, I'll try to bring literature next time. I also had a HACAP meeting, and this week I'll have a 6 judicial.
You guys have your District 6 supervisor meeting tomorrow too. I sent you that.
I seen that.
Okay, just wanna make sure you guys, I don't know if you guys get those on your own, or if they just come to us, so. So you don't get those otherwise if I don't send them to you? Okay. Maybe I'll contact ISAC, so then you guys are all three get your own. Those
Okay.
are, that's where you vote on your legislative priorities and stuff. Kind of important.
Okay. Anything else, Rick?
Oh, just those 2 additional meetings. Like I said, I'll try to gather up some information, bring next week.
Okay. Gary?
I missed a meeting last week because they rescheduled it and it wasn't Thursday, it was Tuesday. And I thought it was Thursday, so I looked Wednesday and it was yesterday. But, whatever. And, I've got several meetings this week.
You fellas saw the letter from May regarding the spend down?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay. Informational.
Yes.
Yeah, and I got one from Deb Gard yesterday, kind of going over too when we're paying our quarterly payments. So,
Okay.
because that has to be turned over for sure at the end of the fiscal year. So then we'll absorb that funds 10 in general basic Department 60. I'll have to do all new line items for that.
Okay.
Tracy, are you gonna have to get the parking lot, paving on the agenda?
As for through the company that wants to do it, or
Yeah.
they're lined up to do it. The only thing, which I understand, they won't guarantee the price on the product. What way fuel is. It's made out of fuel, of course.
Right. Okay. What if we prepaid? Can we do anything like that?
No, I even asked that.
Okay. All right. Huh.
Can we put
Well,
it
son of a
in
gun.
to-
Because I know they didn't have any time frame on that bid.
I think it had to be
Like good until,
Yeah,
and it was a spring quote.
right.
Backpedaling a little bit, huh?
Well, because of the fuel prices going up, I think that's the whole deal, and that's why they don't wanna
I get it.
lock it
Yeah.
in. But then again, of course, fuel has come down here in the last 2 weeks.
And that's, I know
Right.
it's affecting like transportation budget and all them.
Yep,
Because
Yep.
if you look at their history wise, it's jumped a lot.
yep.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Well, I had Easy Cog last Thursday and Eastern Iowa Housing Trust Fund. Them were Zoom meetings. I attended by Zoom, not in person.
Sure.
Wednesday, I come up here and met with the girls from, what's the name of them now?
Rural access?
Yes. It kind of floored me.
Why is that?
They want 4 rooms in that room.
For the Abbey Center.
the Abbey Center.
Sure. Do they realize what sort of airflow problems they're going to have if they get too crazy?
Well, they want 4 individual rooms.
Tracy's got her handled.
So with this being a lease, are we charging them?
Yes,
Okay. I mean, over and above the lease for the construction of those rooms.
no, because that's gonna come out of the spend down balance.
Okay. Will that short us elsewhere?
No,
Okay.
I was assured we're not. That's what Mona said, and now that's what the sheriff even said now, so. But I haven't started any blueprints or anything, cause I was just
Masking tape on the floor.
overwhelmed.
Sure.
I mean, this is kind of a major,
Renovation.
yes,
Is.
so,
Okay. But they can squeeze 4 rooms in that space.
yes, yes.
Okay.
And still have a small reception area.
Yeah. There'll be, what they want, kind of visualize in your eyes, 3 rooms to the south by the windows. 3 rooms would have a window and a quarter. And then 1 room would be on the outside west wall attached to the 3. And then there'll be a reception area when you first come into the room from the solid core door, when you get into that room.
Wow.
So like I said, you know, this, it floored me. I'm still,
I could see how that would happen, yeah. Okay. All right.
so it's still, there's nothing in stone yet, cause it's, I guess everything it's all dumped on me. I gotta get some plans made up, material list, the heating, cause of course it's gonna be all duct work to make it
Yeah.
work. Wiring, cause they want more outlets, and then, they had their IT guy from the hospital was here with Ben. So, like I said, it's a lot involved in this. So, there again, like I said, it all stems back to me when I get my initial estimate, what it's gonna cost. And then I'll have to go in front of the board for the okay for the spend down, which they said that would be no problem. So,
Okay.
and then if they get the okay for the spend down, that they're flipping the bill for it, you know, then I guess probably later on. I think the way I understood it, they wanted it by January, correct?
I was just gonna ask that question, what their time frame was.
January, cause I mean, they really wanted it for December here, but that's pushing me and this good weather that we've been having, I don't have time to sit at a table and.
Sure. Yep. But if they're talking January 1,
No, towards the January meeting, so it'd be like the middle of January before they get the okay on the spend down balance. And of course, I'm not
Okay.
doing anything until I see something in writing that, yes, we're gonna pay for it.
okay, all right. Very good.
So it's nothing in stone, it's still in the talking stage and,
I was just questioning how long their lease might be, you know, if it's month to month or.
it's month to month right now. where they're at.
Are
Okay.
you gonna,
I did ask
Okay.
that,
cause you know we'll have to pay
Alright.
taxes on that then too?
yes.
So are you gonna write that in there? Lease somewhere for them to cover that portion, or?
I guess I never got
That's
that
something I'll have to worry
far.
about for budgeting, cause we're gonna have taxes on that portion then too. It won't be considered exempt.
Yep, yep,
Right.
but it'd be only one room, so,
Yeah, I'll have to see what Larry would assess it under.
right. Maybe I can have Larry assess it now before we put the rooms in. Okay. So I guess that's about it for reports. There ain't no
Okay.
visitors here or anything, as you could see, so I'll obtain a motion to adjourn.
Are you guys wanting to start doing some budget sessions or anything? I know we're working on our Katie for the renewals for insurance, since we got the premium amount.
Okay,
And she's working with some of the figures, but, cause I sent out the department's budget sheets, and I have a lot of them asking, so I figured maybe you guys could start giving some guidance possibly on what you're thinking,
as for raises,
raises or, the employees share their insurance premium, and that type of thing,
okay, now, I guess,
because that'll affect some of that, but I'm just,
yeah.
you
on
guys
the
need to be
ins-
thinking of all that.
We're getting somewhat of a discount,
We got the 2%.
that's all, and what did we have last year? 2%? And then how much is the premium going up this year?
Did I send you the Walmart thing from Brad Holton? I'll send you guys that. I'll show you the comparison, but Katie is gonna come and talk to you guys. But I don't know if it'll be December, by the time I want my budget sheets back.
Oh, gee, those.
Yeah, cause I like those back at the end of the month usually, cause I have to start putting things together for you guys to look at.
That's a big chunk in there.
Mm-hmm. And with you, like people, department heads that are moving employees, it's like, how do you justify a single family, what do you do?
Okay, I guess that's what I gotta know, how much did it
Yeah,
go up, how
I'll
much
send
does
you
the
that,
county
but-
gotta eat
So maybe next week we can just,
if we leave it the same as it is?
right,
How's it gonna work with inflation the way it is, wages?
I don't know,
There's gonna be a-
consumer index, what was it, 5.9?
We'll talk to you about that when we're done. Be right back.
Okay,
Yeah, cause
And just-
the price index was up.
Just for an FYI, guys, part of the HACAP meeting, we voted on a 2.5% pay increase for the non-unionized people, employees,
Oh,
2.5.
For HACAP,
That is correct.
but their
Yeah.
allocation from us is still based on the per capita, which for the census data. So we should be, since that didn't change a whole lot for the countywide total, as far as those allocations we give out to those entities, we should be about the same, I would think.
Sure. Well, I was kind of surprised that 2.5 pay raise compared to the inflationary trend. What was that, 5.2?
I think 5.9.
9? Okay, yeah. So I was a little amazed, but that's what they did. Just an FYI.
Yep. Well, I'll probably, as those entities start getting on the agenda, I just want you guys to start thinking that way.
Got it. Yep, understand. Okay. Well, is there anything else?
Is there anything that needs on the agenda? That policy meeting from last week? Or, okay, I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything.
no,
Okay.
discuss this
Oh, yeah,
later.
yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion, or I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Well, you can actually make a
Yeah,
motion,
yeah.
Tracy. All right, I'll second that.
All right, marvelous. All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye.